Hi, I'm Emily Southard, and I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to review my portfolio today and for taking a pretty sizable chunk of your day tomorrow to kind of give us the feedback that we need, and we're also appreciative. A little background about me. I am a senior graduating this spring, and my interests lie in fashion and beauty, so I'm really hoping to land kind of somewhere in that realm after I graduate. So yeah, let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and we will start off with one of my beauty campaigns, actually, Dossier. So what Dossier is, it's a perfume company that sells dupe designer fragrances for $29 to $39. My art director was Sarah Stiles, and what I did to help this campaign is I was the copywriter. We did the concept together, and then I did some of the set and prop design. And our tag is Essence of Luxe. Okay. So the campaign write-up is luxury is a feeling, not an expense. Dossier meticulously reimagines iconic designer perfumes, stripping away the expensive marketing and packaging to emphasize what's important, the fragrance notes. We dare you to smell the difference. So launching this campaign, we have a series of digital mood films, um, and they paint a romanticized image of the feeling our perfumes give, inspired by their respective fragrance notes. These are the fantasies the viewers can get lost in and then discover themselves with Dossier. And I will let you watch those because I don't think the sound will be very good or do it justice. So, yeah, we have three inspired by three of the perfumes that we were really interested in the fragrance notes. Like the first one was roses, the second one was oranges, and then the third one was cherries. And then, so we did an efficiency shoot. So when we shot these, we also kind of took them and changed them into as many things as we thought would work for the idea. So we have some digital billboards to catch kind of like the young urban shopper. And we are using the line there to smell the difference on these, like in the write up. And then this is an example. And then we also have a TikTok challenge. So basically, it's kind of emphasizing the idea that you can feel luxurious without spending a lot of money. So you're gonna find a thrifted look inspired by the perfume for less than the price of the bottle. And if you click on this, it'll take you to TikTok to see the video if you so choose. But basically, this is the gist. Their perfume here is $39 and hers was 23, or I guess that's me, but and then we also have an editorial zine that we did, and my contribution to this is that I wrote some short poems slash kind of story things just to kind of accentuate the imagery. Really pretty. You can click this button to check it out. And then lastly, for this campaign, we also did an interactive pop-up. So basically, it's inspired by immersive environments, and it's designed to involve the audience and allow them to truly experience the sense of Dossier. So you'll enter a minimalist showroom, clean and chic, kind of this vibe. And then once you enter, there are several open rooms with design based on distinct fragrance notes. And they envelop all five senses and invite shoppers into the world of the fragrance. And they can snap a shameless selfie if they so desire. And then that is the end of Dossier. Really like this campaign. I'm super proud of it. Okay, I'll go next to In Beauty, which is my second beauty campaign that I did this semester. And In Beauty Project is a punk beauty brand that is disrupting the industry by being clean, affordable, and inclusive. My art director is Alex Serenas, and I helped with copywriting and concept for this. And so the write-up for this campaign is that in beauty, we're cleaning up cosmetics. Clean up cosmetics is the tagline. For so long, the big players in the industry have been stocking the shelves with the same boring and expensive products. Enter In Beauty Project, who is disrupting the entire category by making skincare more clean, affordable, and inclusive than ever before. Stand up against the industry and join the fight for accessibility in beauty. So basically, we kind of are being inspired by beauty influencers kind of being held accountable for their wrong actions. So we're like, okay, why can't we do that for brands? Because brands are kind of going unscathed on all this, but they actually do a lot of bad stuff too. So we're starting off with a live stream, and it's an international live stream where they smash products from unethical beauty brands. And at the end of the live stream, it'll be announced that they're coming for the beauty industry, and nobody is safe. And then we're taking to Twitter, and we are adding all the brands that are doing wrong to the users, to everyone. So some examples: is anybody going to ask why Huda Beauty stole a product and marketing idea from a small Black-owned business and is not even bothering to apologize for it? Anyways, Stan Beauty Bakery Cosmetics. And then Miss Kylie Jenner, Kylie Skin, are you really marketing on an abrasive face scrub to teen girls? I thought we left St. Ives behind in 2010. And then Benefit Cosmetics, still testing on animals? Okay. And then we had this cool idea for stickers. And so we're calling out all the dirty little secrets leading brands wouldn't want you to know. And so we want you to take our challenge to ruin this magazine, on this magazine, and make your mark against the beauty industry. So basically, our idea with this is that you can take these stickers and kind of post it around on bad brands in the magazine, because that's basically all that's advertised. And then furthermore, with the packaging, we're equipping them with a way they can contribute to the detection of the beauty scene outside of the world. So our kind of thought on this is that they could smack it on products like in stores or like actual public advertisements. And then we also have little tattoos to kind of cause a rebellion in their own sense. Wear that face tattoo and freak out your mean uncle, kind of that vibe. And then another idea we have is the out-of-home bus, and it will remain parked outside of popular beauty stores like Sephora and Ulta, blasting punk music to deter people from entering, keeping them away from those unclean, unethical brands and kind of showing them our name. And then our second to last execution is photo shoot in the street. And what we'll be doing is pulling random everyday people off of the street to try our products and participate in a photo shoot that will become our print campaign. And then our print campaign, we're highlighting these diverse individuals that are underrepresented by the oppressive beauty industry. So I'll pause on these prints in case you want to check them out, but we didn't originally have like calling them out directly, but we're calling everybody out in all of our other executions, so why can't print be the same? So we're kind of just making bold statements in here and then showing the faces of the people that beauty doesn't typically represent. But yeah, that is In Beauty Project. Love this brand. Okay, now is Dick's Last Resort, which is a bar and restaurant chain. It's typically in touristy cities, so you may have seen it, but their staff is known for being like intentionally rude and obnoxious. So it's really, really funny to go. Our taglines get served. My art director was Kat Huang, and my contribution was copywriting and concept. So our write-up for this is, welcome to Dick's Last Resort, the one place on earth where the customer is never right. Okay, so here's our introduction spot. I'll kind of give you an overview just because it is 60 seconds, so you might want to read it in detail for yourself because I might not give the best overview, but I'm going to try my best. So basically, the idea of this script is that we're showing like a restaurant with the best customer service, like we're doing the customer's absolute best, and the host is kind of talking that way, but the actions don't really say that. So like, for example, we love having the whole family here, but the waiter picks up a crying baby and then replaces it with a baby doll. And then, still not convinced, let's talk to one of our happy customers. And then there's like a woman crying, like drenched in soda. And she's like obviously talking very upset, but she's kind of dubbed over by an AI voice. And it's like, I love it here at Dick's Last Resort. I'm crying happy tears because my food was so good and my waiter was world class. Kind of that vibe. But yeah. And then we have our Employee of the Month posters where you get to know our world class servers. So, for example, Morgan was voted worst RBF all 4 years of high school, caused 2 couples to break up in the last month, and then she's offended by vegans. And Heath was endorsed on LinkedIn for gaslighting, set the company record for most one-star Yelp reviews, and volunteers at the puppy shelter. Oh, Heath. And then here are some examples of customer reviews, which we would have a Twitter page for, and some of them would also be out of home. But here's some, for example. There was a couple on a date in my section this evening, and I couldn't help but overhear their conversation. He told her his favorite movie was Wolf of Wall Street, and she told him that she majored in gender studies. 4 out of 5 for entertainment value. Giving my customer 3 out of 5 stars today for getting absolutely hammered before noon. Deducting 2 for drunkenly comparing the man next to him to his father. Spares the daddy issues, man. How are y'all 35 and still ordering chicken strips? And lastly, love isn't dead. My customer's made out over a plate of fried pickles. 2 out of 5 stars. And then here is our customer training video. It's heavily inspired, I don't know if you know this episode of SpongeBob, but by the training one that they have, where it's the poop method. But here, it's the dick method. And it's don't be sensitive, I'm not special, come hungry, and keep coming back. And we kind of have scenarios for each. Like, for example, keep coming back. We only pick on you because we like you. And then we hear the door jingle, open, and a customer walks in. Angie, eating alone again? Go ahead and sit wherever you want. Angie nods and walks off screen. The host turns towards the camera. God, Angie is such a dick. So yeah, love this script. And then we kind of have some stuff around the store to kind of push forward the idea of customer etiquette. So, for example, on the back of the shirt, this is what the employees will wear. No, you may not. Speak to the manager. You knew exactly what you were doomed for. And then here's the doormat that'll be in front of the store. It says, get served. 3rd degree burns ahead. Don't say we didn't warn you. Looking for a straw? We don't give them unless you ask. But if you ask, we'll assume you want all baby turtles dead. And then at the top of the menu, recommendations. Don't ask us what our favorite dish on the menu is. We'll just tell you the most expensive one. You gotta eat, we gotta eat. And then lastly, at the bottom of the receipt, if you can't afford to tip, you can't afford to eat out. There's food at home that eggs probably burn worse coming from your mother. And then kind of an immersive event for customers to experience is the roast off. So basically, you think you can spit more fire than our servers? Step on stage and see if you can beat the heat. If you win, dinner's on us for a whole year, plus infinite street cred. So yeah, this is Dick's. Also super proud of this campaign. Love the restaurant. I think it's super funny. And then this is my redo campaign, O'Keeffe's, which is the heavy duty hand lotion that's typically for blue collar workers, but O'Keeffe's is a heavy duty hand cream that can keep the hardest working hands smooth after hours. Our tag is clock out for good. My art director is Meredith Macknell, and my contribution was copywriting and concept. So our idea here is kind of that you don't want to take your working hands home with you. So the people's hands correlate with the job that they have during the daytime, but they're bringing it, unfortunately, into their nighttime, and it's causing some chaos. So here's the print. So she's a seamstress, the person in the middle is a gardener, and then the person on the right is probably some type of handyman. Okay, moving on, we have a lenticular billboard, kind of showing that you don't want to take your working hands home with you. So probably this person's like an architect, and they're messing up their very delicate record because their hands are X-Acto knives. So we want to clock out for good, use O'Keeffe's so we don't run into this kind of issue. And then we have a bunch of pre-rolls, kind of the same idea. So, for example, this woman sitting alone at the bar, she makes eye contact with a handsome man sitting across from her, and they crack a smile. He approaches and sits next to her and begins talking, but there's like this really loud windy noise, and she can't hear what he's saying. So we see her hands, and she's kind of fidgeting with her drink, but her hands are blow dryers. And she's trying to say, what? But her voice is drowned out by the rumbling of the hair dryers. So we want to leave your job at the office and clock out for good with O'Keefe's. This idea is a guy like hyping himself up for his workout, and he drops down to do the push-ups, and every time he tries, his hands slip out from under him. And he wipes the sweat off of his forehead with his hands, but they're paint rollers. So he needs to leave his job at the office as well and clock out for good. And then lastly, we have a chef washing her face before bedtime, and a girl walks up to the sink and bends over trying to wash her face. And we hear water splashing, but none of it's making contact with her face because her hands are made of dirty whisks. So she needs to leave the office as well. Trying to get out of here. Just refresh the page. And then lastly, we have a script. And it's Stay at the Movies. So we open on a man sitting alone at the movies. He's surrounded by the audience. Everyone's having a great time laughing. He looks down at his lap and tries to reach towards his popcorn bucket, but his hands are grocery scanners and he's digging around in the bucket. And the scanners beep and give off that crazy red light and sound that we all hear at the store. And people are throwing popcorn at him, getting super mad, telling him to cut it out. And he's super embarrassed, so he needs to leave his job at the office as well and clock out for good. But yeah, that is really it. Thank you so much for taking the time to look through everything and give us all feedback. We know you work really busy schedules and you are amazing professionals out in the real world, but we just want to say we are so thankful and grateful that you're taking the time to talk to college students. It's really helpful and we love you for it. Thank you.